Well, the choice to leave a job that you absolutely love and a place that you love, a choice to leave home. That's a pretty monumental choice.
I almost cried on the way home because I thought, I kind of told myself, like inside I was like, we did it. Like we did it. We made it work, and we got this insulin in our town, 5 minutes from our home. But what did it take to get there?
First at 5, welcome news for this family and so many others. This family, though, specifically forced to move out of Michigan over the cost of insulin. We first introduced you to the Lockwoods in May of 2021. We decided to check back in with them today after Eli Lilly made a huge announcement lowering the cost of insulin.
Our Yasmeen Ludy joining us live, breaking down the announcement and the peace of mind it's bringing for those with diabetes. Yasmeen?
That's right, you guys. The last time we spoke with the Lockwood family, they had up and moved from Montcalm County to Ohio. And today I had a chance to connect with the mom, Rachael, and she tells me that, this news feels promising.
I believe it was in 2018, we had 2 children with type 1 diabetes. And at the time, our insurance stopped covering the prescribed insulin for our daughter.
Rachael Lockwood reflecting on her family's journey with diabetes.
We were basically rationing 1 prescription for 2 children. And then in 2019, a third child was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
With 37 million adults in the U.S. living with the disease, rationing is not uncommon considering the cost of the drug. But going forward, Eli Lilly plans to cap out-of-pocket insulin at $35 for people who have private insurance and use participating pharmacies.
I think seeing that Eli Lilly is interested in capping the cost or lowering the cost is promising and encouraging.
Now that the Lockwoods live in Ohio with better health insurance, they don't have to pay anything for insulin. But that doesn't mean this price change won't be helpful for their daughter, who's in college, finding her own way.
To know that she could still purchase insulin for $35 is kind of a relief as a mom to know that she'll be able to do this and not have to sacrifice other things in order to afford her medications.
But it's well known that for years, many have had to make sacrifices when it comes to insulin.
I have had some patients even say that, they are taking less than what we recommend in terms of how many units of insulin because they want to save up and make it last longer.
Priyanka McKenna, a physician at Bronson's Diabetes and Endocrinology Center, says some patients will use just enough insulin to keep them out of the hospital.
But not enough to make sure that their diabetes is well controlled, which is extremely sad when we hear that.
McKenna says companies have tried to do a lot with patient assistant programs, but there is still a huge need for lower costs. Come May 1st, Eli Lilly's non-branded insulin will cost $25 a vial compared to $82.41. And Humalog, which is over $200 currently, will decrease to around $66.
Insulin is a life-saving medication.
And without it,
they can actually end up in a condition called diabetic ketoacidosis or DKA, end up hospitalized. And if it's severe enough, they could die from this.
While both McKenna and Lockwood feel this is a long time coming, Lockwood hopes there isn't any ulterior motives.
I think for so long we have felt like it has been profit over people or profit over patients. And so it is hard for me to trust that this is a long-term change and not just a change to get people and maybe even lawmakers off their back.
Eli Lilly says they know they aren't the only company that people rely on, but they hope that others join their efforts in making insulin more affordable. Reporting in Kalamazoo, Yasmeen Ludy, Fox 17 News.